So welcome back, guys, and we are going to be getting into game number 2 in this best of 7 setup. We are finally getting into the matchup, and into this one we're going to be going into Eterrnal Empire instead. It's KingStar versus Inquisitor. We got our final list of players earlier on from the admins, and it seems like this one is going to be pretty interesting. It's one of our diamond matches between Singapore and Vietnam. Zerg versus Protoss this time. So we're getting another Protoss player here from the side of Vietnam. And this was a point I was making a while ago. Seeing that Vietnam being represented by so many of these Protoss players has been a pretty wild ride per se. As per usual, you'd expect a lot of Zerg players because they are the ones on the high end. But here into the Diamond and under bracket, you wouldn't be surprised to see more of the Protoss to make it a little simpler to play into the first place. But Vietnam now is up by 1, and they are going to be trying to go for a quick little sweep right here. Can they make it to the 4-0 marker? Can we see a dominant affair from Vietnam, or will Singapore reel back and get a map into this set? We'll find out as we get into the battleground of Eterrnal Empire. So welcome back, guys, and here we go. We are at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Singapore versus Vietnam. Vietnam is up by 1 in this best of 7 round robin. And this is the semifinals here in the Southeast Asian League. Week 2, day 1, third day overall. Introducing first here on the top right, representing Vietnam, it is the man looking for some answers. It is Inquisitor. And his opponents here on the bottom left instead, we are gonna get our green Zerg into this one. He's from Singapore. He's looking to bring in that creep, and he's looking to crown this nation into the finals. It is KingStar. So here we go, Eterrnal Empire, our first diamond game of this bracket. So we are going to be getting into this matchup with a PVZ. Seems like Inquisitor going to be setting up already that wall to go for that second base. Zerg in the meantime wants to go for the hatchery first. And KingStar looking pretty clean in terms of build order. Last game, we did see CXO fall to the hands of Justice Simon. Justice Simon getting all the scouting in the world and more, realizing something was wrong. Building 3 shield batteries, making it look simple. A beautiful force field to round things up. But we are in game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, and in this 7-game series, there's only one chance for every single player, but at the same time, you know, it really is just all about who can do the best for their country. Now, effectively, since this best of 7 is a best of 1 for each player, then you can get those surprises as we've seen last game there on Golden Wall. But this time, in a set like this, we might be seeing some more macro-based endeavors from both KingStar as well as Inquisitor. Seems like, though, it might be the Adept first here for Inquisitor. Will he be going for that glaive opening in the first place? Warp Gate Research also going to be online. And what's the plan here for KingStar? Metabolic Boost is next on the list. And will he go for that early aggression, or will he be looking to play the macro instead? Looking at Eterrnal Empire itself, well, in a matchup like this, you have a lot of space to work with, and you can go for this third hatch pretty safely. Inquisitor, though, going to be getting that Stalker for the defenses, and he is going to go for that Twilight Cancel. So it seems like gateway units are going to be in the cards. Will it be the Blink, though, or will it be the Resonating Glaives? As right now, the Scout is here. Seems like for Inquisitor, he knows that his opponent wants to play into the macro side, so he will look to exploit that into the near future. But in any case, the Adept scouting around with the Shade. They're just going to be chilling there, not really going to be doing much per se. But still all about these drones right now. It seems like workers are key here for KingStar. And even though he's down a little bit right now, he can focus his units there and make sure that he is good to go. He has a good army supply of 10 though, 6 links as well as 2 queens to defend. And speaking of defense, because this is going to be a Shade coming on his way. Glaive opening, though, into play. And it's 3 gates, 1 robo. Seems like a Warp Prism going to be next on the list. Question is, though, will Inquisitor just decide to go at it? 5 gates actually going to be going on online. And yeah, 4 gates, 1 robo, 5 production facilities overall. Inquisitor, this guy might be going for the aggression here instead after seeing that hatchery online. But an Overlord gonna be floating on around here to the main base, seeing exactly what's going on. Rope facility, though, is ready to go. This is a road warrior here for KingStar, knows that something is coming his way. But the question is, does he know that it's gonna be Adepts rather than Stalkers? Roaches, though, are pretty tanky, so they can still stay alive against Adepts if used correctly. In terms of matchup, though, of course, you don't want to be using those light units because Adepts can tear them apart. So it's all up to the Queens and the Roaches right now to make sure that they will survive and stay on. Still, though, we are still gonna have Philippines versus Malaysia later on into the day, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, we are gonna be running over into the semifinal itself. A drop, though, gonna be into play very, very soon. And here comes the Adepts already. Inside the Warp Prism, these Adepts having some conversations about Ire. 1-0 lead, though, for Vietnam. So Inquisitor looking to just keep at it with the pace and do all he can and more. Still, though, this is Southeast Asian League, and I gotta say, it's a pretty snazzy logo in the middle of the map. But the drops right now coming on through onto the south side. Adepts are ready to go. It's time for KingStar to take a little bit of some punches here, but the Shades moving over to the other side. What's the plan here for Inquisitor? Will he decide to go at it? No, the Shades are cancelled. And Scion transfer not happening anytime soon, but this is going to be Queen potentially picked off. Resonating Glaives will be ready to go. Attack speed has been buffed, but these are the Zerglings getting in position. And Inquisitor unable to really penetrate in a way he likes to in the first place. These Roaches forcing these Adepts to back on that. The Zerglings getting a few pokes here and there. And our Protoss player going to be retreating instead. But at the same time, here we go, DTs out of nowhere. A Dark Shrine to surprise onto the natural so far. And this looks pretty good here for our Protoss because this lair is not ready to go as of yet. No Spore Crawler as well. 3 drones have gone down already. KingStar is taking the hurting right now. And if this upgrade doesn't go online, this means that he has to rely on Spore Crawlers here. That's the Overlord popping on that, but the hatchery has gone down. And this Dark Templar Brigade has gotten the 1-up against his opponent. Inquisitor is bringing in a Silent Reckoning here, but it finally is going to be time for some detection there because the Spore Crawler is ready to go. But the damage has been done. It's absolutely huge there from Inquisitor. And luckily for KingStar, he sets up his tech onto the low ground, so at least his Roach Warrant won't go there. But it really feels like that could have been worse for KingStar. So Inquisitor, right action at the right time. So well played by our Protoss player, but it ain't done yet. He is going to be taking the lead, though, looking to go on the 3 base. And in an instance like this, Lair Tech will be ready to go here for our SG side as well. Spawning pool, though, gonna be built onto the 3rd. Here we go with Inquisitor trying to defend with the shield battery so far. And it's up to him. It's up to Inquisitor to keep this lead online. I'm really impressed, though, in how he just went for that tech switch immediately. He decided to go for the Dark Templar out of nowhere. And he brought in a lot of punishment to begin with. Archons, though, have been warped on in from those DTs. He knows that it's not going to be too useful anymore. So he's going to get those bulkier units instead. But Inquisitor right now is keeping an eye out with the Observer. And for now, this is still our Zerg trying to catch on up instead. So it really feels like there is so much on the line here in the Southeast Asia League. These players are really trying to do their best in the first place. And it seems like +1 going to be going online here for our Roach player. He's also going to get that Reconstitution to add in a little bit of that move speed, as Inquisitor wants to keep this lead rolling. He's getting more gateways already, as on the other side, the Warp Prism is trying to get something done in the first place. And my oh my, the field side here for Inquisitor that he does just wants to stay alive here into this one. Immortals, though, next on the list. We are also going to be getting ground weaponry +1 from our Protoss so far. Templar Archives, though, ready to go. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get a bigger bulk as well. Archon's going to be here and looking to impress. It seems like I forgot to change the stream title there, but it's +1s as well as the Reconstitution. So these Roaches are going to be good to go in the first place. But KingStar versus Inquisitor in this matchup. In any case, this is just basically a situation where the rich just keep getting richer. These Archons are here and ready to stay and slay. Zealots, Immortals going to be there as well. We'll find out what the plan here for Inquisitor is very soon, because he can play the aggro at any point in time. He can be the one pushing on in to destroy the opposition, and it feels like this might be the beginning of the end here for KingStar. But he has to retreat. I mean, making sure that he will stay alive on that side. +2 here though for Inquisitor, as on the other foot here, it's gonna be KingStar right now, getting the hooks online. Baneling's ready to roll on that very soon. And in an instance like this, it's just KingStar trying to come on back in the base department. But after all this, has been the reprieve there from Inquisitor has allowed KingStar to get up to 4 bases already. So it seems like this lead has been marginalized just a little bit. And he has to be very careful on what is to come. This tournament though has been brought to you by the SCPH side. We've done so much in the Quarantine series and more. We are continuing on here in the region itself. But KingStar right now with a big bulk of units. Banelings, Roaches, as well as Ravagers looking to go at it yet again. Warperson though retreating already. And Inquisitor looking to survive so far with some few drops here and there. But in any case, KingStar has done a really good job on the macro. He's expanded all throughout. He's also the low ground as well with the creep. He just wants to spread on over like butter here and there. Seems like so Spire gonna be into play already. And from the Adepts into the DTs, Inquisitor has moved on over to get into the bio and anti-bio setup instead. Colossi gonna be next on the list. It's Thermal Lance. Gonna be pretty interesting to utilize here. And the question is, can Inquisitor actually catch up this opponent before things come to a head? Because by this point in time, KingStar is taking the lead on the worker counts, and he's getting a pretty good back in behind. A lot of Banelings though into play, and basically these Archons need to tack this up to stay into course. Behind though, more Zealots can be here. Zealot Archon composition here from Inquisitor. No Stalkers though, and Adepts, so it's pretty interesting to see that these things might be charging on in just to die. Gotta say though here for KingStar that he is looking to intercept every single time. These Banelings are rolling on away at some point in time. And for KingStar at the very least, he's in position yet again. Inquisitor though, he's holding his bases for quite a while. He's getting all the macro that he can. And I gotta say though for KingStar, this is a pretty good comeback so far. He's able to at least get his economy back. He's good onto the upgrades as well. And it really feels like our Zerg player, after everything, it could have been better here for Inquisitor if he just went at it instead. But I digress, Bayagster. This DTs. They're from Mr. Missile. I end up reading up chats. I remember that. Philippines later on, guys, though. KingStar, Inquisitor still here for SG and Vietnam. It means like finally we are gonna get a clash. And you can see those Banelings bringing in the damage there. Zealots will be going on down immediately. Archons, though, is gonna be still out in front. And for now, Inquisitor just gonna be keeping an eye out and keeping the tank line steady. But these Archons gonna be going on down. Immortals bringing in the hurt though against the Roaches and the Ravagers. And it seems like the units that Inquisitor needs to stay alive are still there. But the thing to note though is our Zerg player is good to go, but he does call GG instead. Pretty interesting end to our game. I really felt like KingStar could have gotten another cycle there, but he felt like without the Immortals going on down, it could have been worse for wear, and GG is called. Inquisitor able to keep the lead on. Could have been dicey, but that's just how it goes. Those Archons staying alive long enough to keep the Immortals into play. That's game, set, and match for game number 2 there. Our first Diamond game. And I gotta say, absolutely impressed from Inquisitor's Dark Templar transition. He went over to Zealot Archon. I really wish, though, he did play a little more aggression there. But the score doesn't lie. This is Vietnam right now, up by 2 against Team Singapore. And it really just goes to show that a setup like Vietnam is something to really watch out for in the first place. They have been one of the biggest communities in SEA, and there we go with some confirmation there. As we have seen Justice Simon and Inquisitor take a match each for the side of Vietnam. Vietnam now up 2-0, and we will be right back for our next game. Stay around, guys. This is Singapore versus Vietnam semifinals to find out who will move on to the grand finals itself.